we're on. Okay, I didn't know we were on. Sorry.
Yeah, it's we're up and running. Hi, people.
Hi, peoples. No, nobody knew for sure we're going live. We just knew we were recording. So
Yeah.
to all that nobody probably watching as we spontaneously went live.
Yeah.
Hi.
Well, if we get anybody, we'll see it here.
That's right. People can watch in hindsight, and they can see me be giddy because I'm at a con today where the closest thing I've had to a home base is the Star Trek booth here that has been nice enough to let me drop stuff off. And I've got to walk around con talking to people all day.
I thought you were going to say topless.
Topless. No, although you're starting to go a little topless. Nobody can
I
see your
am.
brand new
I got
awesome outfit.
I'm so 80s where I got it tight around my waist, like it was. Yeah.
Like I got jealous. I walked in. Your outfit looked good. You look slim. You look slimmer than me in that outfit. And I immediately went.
I literally feel like a 10-pound ham and a 5-pound sack in this outfit.
It's like Kate from Children Produce always say she gets in those tight outfits.
Yeah.
And she says she comes home and has to go to the bathroom immediately because she can't go to the bathroom all day.
Yeah.
And she says it's like opening a tube of Pillsbury dough where you just go and everything goes.
Yeah. You saw me in the head trying to get out of this thing. I was jumping around, and you were over there with your schlong in your hand. Do you need help? No, I don't want you to touch me.
Well, I offered, and then I realized what I was doing at the moment. So, no, we're here at Kansas Comic Con. I'm having a good day.
I'm having a good day too. Hey,
we got to talk to you a little bit today.
Are we gonna? Are you showing up tomorrow?
I don't know yet.
All right.
I should say that because I was going to be here both days. And a lot of people asked me. I was coming in with the Ghostbuster group. We say Ghostbusters. They had to cancel. I could have probably done something else, but I still wanted to be here. I almost came in as a Trekkie, almost. And
you would be welcome.
We
welcome everybody.
I would have either been a red shirt or a Klingon, though. That would have been.
Hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we inclusion through seclusion because we're lonely people.
But no, I am tempted because I didn't get the autographs I wanted today, and so I'm tempted to come back up tomorrow. It's just going to probably depend. The problem I have, and I don't want to overcredit the con, but they got about 10 people here that are all on my autograph list.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's always celebrities you don't care about, but like I've never got Scott Hines. I want to get some more stuff from Michael Golden. I mean, I'm just pointing here.
Yeah.
We got all the original Turtles. Scott did run into me earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And now I feel like he just sees me as the asshole that ran into him.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's lots of assholes that run into him.
He doesn't remember it, I'm sure.
And yeah, so I'm asking because
whether
or not we should grab a couple bottles of wine and hand out.
I did bring a couple bottles today. I'm not against it. If not, I'll leave the ones I have with you in the car, maybe.
Well, I'm just wondering. I mean, it's probably too late now. They're probably all packed up and ran away because for future things, it would be best to give it out like either a Friday or a Saturday. That way they could consume it because on a Sunday they can't fly it back.
And here's the thing in my head when we walked around earlier briefly.
Yeah.
I was thinking, okay, during cosplay is when everybody's going to run over there. So if any of the boys or any of the guests that are here, then they have the lines go significantly down. You can go socialize with them more. And then I went to a panel. And I didn't get stuck in there. I had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
But I should have came out and we did that stuff. But instead of network, well, I was networking. But, it was that.
Well,
I was enjoying myself.
I know that when we did that walk down the road there, it surprised me. It surprised me how few people
were in
line for the John DeLance and the Gates McFadden. I would expect that line to have been long because a lot of Trekkies came out of the woodwork here today.
Well, Gates McFadden, I think she's been there almost all day. John, he's only there at certain times. Although he was there when you and I walked by.
Yeah.
But the first two times I walked by, there was not even anybody at the booth. But yeah, from what I've heard, and this excites me because we run Anime Fest, but the anime voice actors have been getting the biggest lines here. Between anime voice actors and the Scooby-Doo voice actors and stuff, that's what's been getting the big lines. But I don't know. It's somebody like a lot of Star Trek people that have been in a lot of cons. So I bet a lot of these Trekkies have their autographs from other cons. Because I think everybody that's here has been at Planet a couple times now.
Very much so.
But I don't know.
Anyways, it's been a good festival. They've got a very large selection of vendors.
A lot of out of town vendors.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that we haven't seen for a while. I mean, you and I were both impressed with the two different booths doing stuff with lasers. One doing more woodwork, and the other one working on slate.
Well, the one that was working on slate had a custom machine here that they were doing a machine here they were doing custom orders. So if you came
that was on the smaller wallet size one. But yeah, he literally had his own laser and ventilation system, which impressed me.
Yeah.
And he was running
his own power system.
Yeah, that was to say he was running it all on a battery backup system. So that was very well done. I was impressed by that.
I will say I walked in as a review. We'll review a little, sure. I sat outside with Don that runs Air Capital Comic Con before we got here. We did all that talking business of what the differences on the con were compared to local events. Of course, the big one is it's a bit larger, but not, I wouldn't say significantly larger.
No.
But they're than local cons. But what they do have is a lot more celebrity guests. And I would assume they're going to be back again next year. I did hear they haven't announced or they haven't signed for re-ups yet on vendors because they're probably going to be changing dates for next year.
Now, just to give in comparison, who was which one is Rich's?
ICT.
Yeah, ICT Comic Con. I would say it was just slightly bigger than ICT Comic Con here.
The cosplay turnout was definitely bigger. Although this was the other thing I saw. So when I walked in, I knew I wouldn't recognize a lot of the vendors because it's a traveling event kind of thing. And so we got a lot of Texas, a lot of Missouri vendors as we're asking. And that's a good thing. We're seeing new stuff, although I'd like to see a little more shine on locals. Like if they had an artist alley kind of thing where more locals could get involved or something, it might be good. But there's a lot of that. But what I didn't expect, even though I saw a lot of local con people here, cosplayers and just patrons, I saw so many people here I've never seen at a con.
Yeah.
And I pay a lot of attention to that. And I'm at most of the cons here local. So are a lot of my other friends. And we all talked about this. And everybody's like, yeah, there's people here with awesome cosplay and awesome props. Guy here with a 5-foot Leonardo he had signed by everybody. Cool stuff that I've never seen at a con before or locally.
Yeah, I saw like just tons of people showing up in all kinds of great outfits, and and people were straight up we came all the way in not terribly long distance for Kansas, but a lot of people from Salina and down from Oklahoma and definitely out west and out east. I mean, this drew in more than your standard fare of individuals, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be here again tomorrow because I don't think they traveled 5-6 hours just to spend one day.
It happens a lot.
I know it does, but come on, we're trying to talk nicer.
No, it's a good thing. I mean, it's that it's good enough to be worth a 5-hour drive and hang out. And I'll say, yeah, it is. I mean, for somebody like me that sees a lot of cons, they're making announcements.
Yeah, it's after 6 o'clock. We're shutting down.
So, but talking to vendors, because and talking to other con heads, we were all nervous that this is going to come in, step on toes. Who knows? It still could. But I've talked to vendors here, and most of these vendors work with the con runners on a regular. They just did an Oklahoma show together, and I got nothing but nice things to say about the people running this so far. They've been very courteous.
Very.
I had a ticket flub on my half. It was my fault as I came in. They were all very gracious, helped me through it, got me in. Everything was good. They did not step on any other con's toes, I can tell. They're not doing anything in here. I mean, really, if they watch the dates, I totally welcome this con to stay and keep growing.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. Yeah.
I mean, because this helps, get rid of that whole, feeling that, Wichita can't bring in a big con, because it's often felt like that, where it just, nobody is going to bring in the big stuff here because they don't think it can do it here. But now they're actually giving it a shot.
Up until 10 years ago, pretty much the community agreed. Everybody you couldn't run a Comic Con in Wichita.
Right.
There just isn't enough, even with the Marvel movies coming out. and then everything just got big enough. And an example of welcome in this con, one thing they did that I think is one reason we have all these new cosplayers. I saw cosplayers from Kansas City, easily a number of them. Um, they did good promotion.
Mhm.
They promoted well, and that will, because I hear it all the time. I still hear it with the Ren Fair, and the Ren Fair has been going on here, if you count Newman, for 40 years.
Yeah.
I still hear all the time. Even
We have a Ren Fair?
yeah, we have a Ren Fair. Or I go to that all the time. It's at Newman. It's like, well, Newman hasn't happened for 20 years.
Yeah.
25 years this year.
Oh my God, we're old.
Yeah, and but I still hear that. So I feel like a lot of people don't see those advertisements, don't see this stuff, and this con advertised so much. I think it brought those nerd fans out of the woodwork that don't normally go to con, or they only go to like I go to Planet once a year.
Mhm.
I think that brought them all out of the woodwork a little bit more. It really makes me regret that we didn't have an anime festival Wichita table set up here. That's the one complaint I'll have. The prices for that were a little rough.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's part of the vendor contract that they have here is that you cannot advertise. You can't put out flyers for anything else but what you are here.
Right.
So we could not put out Anime Fest flyers here, or we could not put out Wheat State cosplay flyers here, or anything like that. It has to be strictly the Star Trek stuff at these tables.
And that makes sense.
Yeah, and so that was one of their big staunch rules, and they've been so nice to us. I want to bend over backwards to make sure I do not break their rules.
Yeah.
Because they've been really great people.
I had a number of people talking to me. I mean, the anybody watching this probably knows that the community online has been talking, and when you see people post stuff like, "Oh, who's going to ICT this weekend?" and a lot of people say, a lot of times when I saw that about this con this weekend, every thread there was a couple people in there at least that were like, they're out of towners, don't support them, and I get that, and I appreciate that.
Mhm.
So does everybody else. But when they're out of towners doing well, I mean, look, they invited, rightfully so, the local reenactment groups and stuff in.
Yeah, the local fan clubs and whatnot. They invited us in, make us feel welcome, made sure that we had tickets, we had tables, everything's all set up. They came over and checked on us to make sure everything was okay. When I was coming in the door, I mean, the lady giving us our stuff, she's like, "Okay, here's your stuff. If you need more, let me know. We're gonna work with you." And I'm just made the asshole not be an asshole, and that's a different thing. I'm not used to being
Maybe
nice.
I should hire them. They can turn the asshole on.
But they did something I noticed because they have their own crew doing everything
Right.
that travels. I noticed.
I talked to Century too about that a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I was going to go move my vehicle afterwards, they had brought in and catered in a breakfast brunch thing for their people, and so they were having the whole
Let's
setup.
not talk about that. I don't do any of that shit. Let's not let everybody think
And I
that's
was-
a norm.
I was just like, wow, okay, they take care of their people. That's
No,
nice.
That's awesome. The thing about like inviting these crews in, you guys can't see where we are. So like just to my left is Scott Innes and most of. Oh yeah, we got the cool new camera.
All right.
You're not going to get great views, but Scott Innes, and then there's just Celebrity Row and Celebrity Row down that way, if you guys can kind of tell. So there's Scott's booth, which is a beautiful Scooby-Doo booth. I couldn't walk through because the erection was knocking things over.
Hold on. Let me get rid of this and bring this back out. Quit doing it. I have the AI tracking on in this thing, so I'm going to just normal tracking. All right.
Well, the idea is they have enough stuff here between vendors and everything. We're kind of in a back, I'd say like a cosplay corner kind of thing. They did not need, even though it's good to, you always reach out to local reenactors. They didn't need them here. They could have easily filled this with pain booth spaces. They could have easily just not had it, spread things out slightly. They could have put one reenactment group here and it would have been fine.
All right. No.
So the idea that they took, because they filled this space pretty much already.
Yeah.
They can't grow much more unless they go into the Hyatt or Century 2. So, and then,
yeah, then it was all the way down there. We're actually in the back corner, towards the back doors, and it's just all the way down there. It's just nice and filled up, and they had booths and vendors and all kinds of stuff, decent food, but of course at Century 2 prices.
I can't wait to get on stage and do the Concast with this camera now, because we could just turn to the audience and talk to people. That'd be nice.
Yeah, we could.
I mean, slowly, but we could do it.
Get back over here.
I felt like I was on the other side a minute ago.
All right, hold on.
Was I
Hold on.
not?
Let's set this to group tracking, and there we go.
Was I not on the other side earlier? Am I getting messed up here?
No, because
There I am. Okay.
Yeah, we were looking at the camera controls, and now we're back to what's being
Gotcha.
broadcast.
You all probably didn't see that. If you're listening,
all.
it's irrelevant. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I know I'm rambling because I've been excited today. Just been talking constant, which has been nice. I've got to really see a lot of people, a lot of cool shit here. Like as a nerd, a couple of years ago, I got Kevin Eastman to sign a whole bunch of my turtle stuff, and James Bounds, if you guys know him, was there, and he brought in a tote just full of all the original Turtles figures in their blisters, perfect, immaculate condition. Had Kevin Eastman sign them all.
Oh, nice.
And we sat there and we trade comics around and talked and things, and we talked about that today. He brought them in today. He had those same turtles that Kevin Eastman had already signed by voice actor for April O'Neil, Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo.
Wow.
He had everybody signed. So that means he paid, and it was a tote. So you have a tote of, I don't know, 15 Turtles figures, and then he had everybody here sign each and all those. Oh man, that's crazy.
Oh wow, you're talking like $500 a person.
I told him too. I said, I'm just letting you get all the signatures now because I'm gonna wait till you get in the parking lot and have them all signed before I roll you.
Yeah.
And he reminded me he had a concealed carry.
Oh, I just got in my renewal for mine. I need to do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's free now.
Is it?
Yeah, free to get your renewal. That's in the state of Kansas. That's
Gabe's
pretty cool.
fixing to go get his. So
it's a fun day. Depending on where you're at, it was a good several hour class because they have a minimum number of hours you have to be in the class. And then we went out and did the shooting, and it was nice. If he's gonna do it, I would suggest that he takes a small caliber, like a 22 or something like that. If he needs to borrow mine, let me know.
he's got a couple guns. My dad and Tim hooked him up pretty good.
Yeah, but make sure it's a small caliber because you want to. You're not trying to blow away your target. You're trying to make sure that you hit your target. And a nice 22, you're not going to have any kind of recoil on.
That makes sense. I'll tell him that.
Yeah. Save the big caliber for when you're in a neighborhood you shouldn't be in.
I actually would have liked him to come down today because they got a Jason Voorhees he doesn't have a signature of yet. And then as I'm talking to anime voice actors.
Oh, and we got to be our battery's starting to go down.
I'm sitting in there talking to one of the voice actors during the panel. I'm having to text Gabe. What else should I ask him? So Gabe, and sure enough, like he sent me a couple of questions. So as John's leaving, I asked him. He's like, "Oh, I'll jump back in the panel for this question." And for a moment, I could take a little pride till I had to tell him, "Yeah, that was my son's question."
Yeah, he knows more.
Your phone on my bag.
Oh, thank you. Sean and I are switching phones.
It was like your phone looks exactly like mine. I was like,
well, what's on the inside's a little different. I guarantee that.
Well, the nuclear launch codes that I have on here.
It's like if you got naked pictures of my wife too, we're gonna talk.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and sign off, people.
Thank you, guys. Hugs and
right.
kisses. See you tomorrow.
All right. Get out of here. Get out of here. Bye.
Oh.
All right. We're shut down. It's uploading.
We're just going to leave everything on the table.